Many of you don't know, guys, but I can guarantee you that Nigerians are currently building better factories than Chinese and all these other people we are running to buy from. This is a fact, and I've seen it with my own eyes. For those of you who have watched the video of the clothing factory, it's an exceptional video. The video did incredibly well, and a lot of people are surprised. That's why I'm trying to do a recap of a video to explain to you that this is actually doable, and there are lots of Nigerians who are actually doing this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm taking it upon myself to look for more of these Nigerian factories, these Nigerian companies that are producing the things that we are importing. I'm taking it up on myself as a challenge that I have to look for those places and make sure that I let the world know, I let Nigerians know, I let Africans know that all these things we are spending money to import from China, to import from America, to import from Europe, from Turkey, all the things we are spending money to import, we can produce them here and make life better for ourselves, make business better for ourselves, make the economy better for ourselves. So that video of the factory that you're seeing is just a tip of the iceberg of even what the factory itself is going to, of what the factory itself is going to be looking like in the nearest future. So you guys just have to calm down and relax. Let me tell you people the truth that is going on in the background. The simple truth is, many of the products, the clothes, the designs, and some of the things we wear, even the Western design, the Gucci you're wearing, the whatever you call, I don't know designs, a lot of designer dresses because I'm not into all those kind of stuff. But I know for sure that from what I've seen, majority of the designer dresses that you're wearing, is it Versace, is it whatever, a lot of them, the brands are owned by diaspora companies, by Europeans, by Americans, but the manufacturing, the production is taking place somewhere else, and Nigeria can become the hub for that. See, that is what elevated China. Today we are using Apple products, iPhone everywhere. I'm recording this video on an iPhone. This iPhone is owned by an American company. But where is the iPhone produced? In China. China is the one producing all Apple products. And we have multiple other companies that are doing like that. That's what a lot of people are not yet aware of. These people move to countries where they can do production for cheap labor. These people move to countries where they can do production without spending much, to avoid taxes in America, to avoid all the, extra expenditures in Europe, you understand? So they move it to China, move it to Bangladesh, move it to India, move it to these Asian countries to produce them there because labor is cheaper so that they can make a lot of money. Then now they will carry those same things, come and sell it to us for higher prices. There, Africans will be buying. They go to do Buga, they go to do say, now we. They are just using us. Honestly, they are just using us. But Nigeria and Africa has the potential to set up these same factories here. The only limitation, the only challenge, the only problem is the mindset of the people. Because once we now say this is made in Nigeria, some of you will now say, how do you call it to go come be now? If it's made in Nigeria, shey go dey good, shey go dey okay. Because we don't believe in ourselves. If they now do it in Nigeria, produce it in Nigeria, and now write made in Italy, made in Turkey, made in China, they do it here, you go Russian. You will pay extra 10 times, 100 times more to buy it. Who is suffering? Are you not the one suffering? Is it the company? You are the one losing money to buy the same product. You are the one losing money and at the same time giving money to a different country, giving money to a different entity, giving money to a different economy. And then tomorrow, you will now say, oh, my children went to school and they don't have job. My children went to school, school now scam. We go to school and come back and sit. Why won't you go to school, come back and sit when you don't care about building a water plant or supporting and encouraging water plants that are around your area? Where you don't care about building pharmaceutical industries that can produce drugs and everything. We have everything here in Africa. They will come and carry all the pharmaceutical products here, go to China, go to America, produce there, come back and sell it to us 10 times. Why won't our children be jobless? Why won't our education look like scam? In Turkey, for example, in China, for example, you don't need to have a degree because at 10 years, you go to the factory. Before you turn 20, you are an expert in producing something in the factory. Because there are people to buy, there are people to patronize, there are people to elevate. But Nigeria is at that level. In case you people don't know, let us be honest here, let us be realistic. The Nigerian economy right now is 70% youth. 70% of the 300 million Nigerians, which is probably more, that we have in this country, a lot of them, more than 70%, are young people. These young people are supposed to be in these factories, manufacturing, producing, and elevating their standard. So I think we've gotten to the point in Africa, in Nigeria, where we need to ask questions. We need to be realistic to ourselves. The clothes you're wearing, the shoe you're wearing, with the population that we have, with the youths that we have, if the population of Nigeria alone is over 300 million people and 70% of that population is young, that is the youngest population in the world. Yet, you want to go and buy from China. Yet, you want to go and buy from Turkey. Yet, you want to go and buy from America. What do you expect the 200 million youths that are in the country to do? After now, we all have the tendency to blame the government, blame the leadership, because we always blame. We don't want to play our own part. Just imagine that we started using all the clothes we are using in Africa were produced in Africa. Where would all this employment issues be coming from? It will finish. Imagine that all the toothpick, all the toothbrush, all the paste we use, imagine that we encourage these factories. We encourage all of these people trying to develop factories in Africa, in Nigeria. We encourage them as much as possible. You go to one factory, is employing thousands of youth. Go to another factory, is employing thousands of youth. Because we are the consumer market, there is no other continent in the world that can boast of a market like Africa right now. Talk less of Nigeria. There is no country in this world that can boast of the capacity of consumption that Nigeria has. In Nigeria, one human being could get like 5 cars. One human being could get like 10 cars. One human being could get 15 cars. Talk less of company cars in Nigeria. Just imagine Nigeria alone, we were to consume Nigeria cars. No Nigerian youth will be jobless. No single Nigerian youth will be jobless because the factories will be there to produce the cars. The youth will have job. Look at Toyota in Africa. Have you seen Toyota anywhere in the world? You go to UK, go anywhere, you not go see Toyota like that. All the old Toyota, they employ Chinese and Japanese. They produce, work. We buy and then we say we are jobless. And then we buy and say our economy is not good. We buy and say the government is not good. We buy and say the government is not good. Yet we are the problem. But if we produce in Africa, if factories are here in Africa, Nigeria has a lot of them. Innocent Vehicles is producing cars. North Motors is producing cars. We cannot count the number of Nigerian factories that are there to produce cars. But the whole car in Nigeria is Mercedes-Benz, Bentley. You don't pick small money in a Benz. Yet you go complain. If you were buying the factory that is producing in Nigeria and they are producing even better than the Chinese, better than the Americans, better than the Europeans, you will never be jobless. Your children will not be jobless. Our economy will not be struggling on daily basis. Because in Africa, in Nigeria, and many African countries that have oil, no, everybody say, it's the resources, so that government is supposed to take care of us. Is it only resources that China used to take care of Chinese people? Is it not the factories? Is it not the production? Look at India today. India today has become another China because cost of production in China is now getting expensive. So all these tech companies, all these American companies, they are now moving to China, to India, Bangladesh, and all these other Asian countries. And that is how those countries will automatically grow past us. These are countries that are literally nothing 10 years ago, but based on productivity. So I think Africa, Nigeria, we have a powerful force. And that powerful force is only lacking one thing: consume our own. Consume what we can produce. We need to create a mindset of production. Africa, Nigeria, we must produce. We must set up factories. We must set up places that we can produce our own products, because that will change the economy for us. That will be the game changer for us. Let us learn to produce. And we cannot survive and successfully produce if our mentality is not ready to buy. If our people are not ready to buy what we are producing, that is impossible. We will be wasting our time and we will go nowhere in this struggle. So in my humble opinion, the clothing factory that I showed you before is just one of many Nigerians that are producing, guys. This is just one. Like I said, I take it upon myself. I will show you people more factories in Nigeria, more companies that are producing things in Africa, in Nigeria. That will be my goal, so that you will understand that we are our own problem. If we start buying, if we start consuming, if we start going for our own, then give it 10 years, our children will no longer be suffering the way we are suffering today. Guys, let's just wake up, Africa. Let's just wake up for once. It is what it is. Your boy Ajay Max on this one again. Come back anytime you're free. You know there's always beautiful and amazing content just for y'all. God bless y'all. Cheers.